It's Friday, my dudes.
Thank God it's Friday.
Here's a message of importance to millions of people who are continually pale and washed out, weak and run down. Doctors will tell you that these conditions are often caused by a deficiency of iron. The iron you need to keep you physically fit and mentally alert. Medical studies show that 2 out of 3 women and many, many men lack the daily iron your body requires in a form your body can easily use and put to work. Every dose gives you more than your daily minimum iron requirement.
We are awake. We are awake. We are not alone. We are striving for more.
So if you're not getting the iron your body needs, if you feel weak, run down, and are easily upset, start taking iron today.
A Greek philosopher and teacher ended a lecture asking, "Are there any questions?" In the audience was Robert Fulghum, who asked, "Dr. Papaderos, what is the meaning of life?" Fulghum relates, "The usual laughter followed, and people started to go. Papaderos held up his hand and stilled the room and looked at me for a long time, asking with his eyes if I was serious, and seeing from my eyes that I was. 'I will answer your question,' he said. Then, taking his wallet out of his hip pocket, he fished into it and brought out a very small, round mirror, about the size of a quarter. Then he said, 'When I was a small child during the war, we were very poor, and we lived in a remote village. One day on the road, I found several broken pieces of a mirror from a wrecked German motorcycle. I tried to find all of the pieces and put them together, but it was not possible, so I kept only the largest piece, this one. And by scratching it on a stone, I made it round. I began to play with it as a toy, and became fascinated by the fact that I could reflect light into dark places where the sun would not shine. In deep holes and crevices and dark closets, it became a game for me to get light into those most inaccessible places I could find. I kept the little mirror, and as I went about my growing up, I would take it out in idle moments and continue the challenge of the game. As I became a man, I grew to understand that this was not just a child's game, but a metaphor for what I might do with my life. I came to understand that I am not the light or the source of the light. The light, the truth, understanding, knowledge is there, and it will only shine in many dark places if I reflect it. I am a fragment of a mirror whose whole design and shape I do not know. Nevertheless, with what I have, I can reflect light into the dark places of this world, into the black places in the hearts of men, and change some things in some people. Perhaps others may see and do likewise. This is what I am about. This is the meaning of my life. And then he took his small mirror and, holding it carefully, caught the bright rays of daylight streaming through the window and reflected them onto my face and onto my hands, folded on the desk. TGIF, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to Have No Sphere right here on the Iron Realm Media YouTube channel. That was an old short story by a fellow named Robert Fulghum. He wrote a series of books, the first of which you may recognize. It was Everything I Needed to Know, I Learned in Kindergarten. And again, there's just so many little quotes and quips and short stories and tales and things that Robert writes in all of those books. But that was one that has always stuck out in my mind. And I shared it on Facebook a few years ago, and Facebook was reminding me today, and I saw it and thought, you know what? I think I'm going to read that on the show today. So I did. But we've got an exciting show planned for the rest of it, not just me reading some old story from a book. We do have most of the cast of characters. I do want to give a quick shout out to Miss Cammie Nodell, who is not feeling well this evening and will be missing and will be missed. Feel better, Cammie. Hope to see you back here next week. That being said, let's jump right in and say hello to our usual cast of characters, starting off with Mr. L.C. King. Lucas King. Lucas, good morning, sir. Happy Saturday to you. How are you doing?
Hi, you caught me with a mouthful of banana.
Uh-huh.
I'm going well, though. Looking forward to the show.
Yeah, if I had a dime for every person I caught with a mouthful of banana,
Righto, we didn't even take it there, did we?
I'd be 10 cents richer and probably divorced a lot longer ago. Anyway. Yeah, it's good to see you. We had a great show this morning. Yeah, it's Saturday for you. And we've got a great show tonight. So let's just keep on rolling. Let's say hello to Mr. Zachary Zabala. Good times for all here on YouTube. Zach, happy Friday night, sir. How was your Friday day?
Not too bad. It was very uneventful. We had the roof being put on today. It started about, what would you guys say, about 7:15? It started getting loud to where you guys were like, all right, you got to mute up now. So they got out there early, and they're still wrapping it up right now. They're still not done. So, and it got hot today. I feel bad for the guys. But, yeah, it looks good so far. We'll see.
Sweet. And I noticed you pronounce it very specifically as well. A roof. Not a roof. Roof.
Roof.
Yep. That's it. A roof. As opposed to a roof. Or for a dog.
I was a roofer. You know, I wasn't a roofer. I was a roofer.
Yeah, roofer. Isn't that what Bill Cosby is? Isn't he a roofer?
Yeah, I guess you could call him that. Yeah.
All right, let's say hello to Mr. Walter Johnson. His channel here on YouTube is called Flat Earth Head. Walter, how are you doing, sir?
I am doing good, sir. I am well rested. It's actually been an emotional day. I had one of those little memory things come through on my Facebook today, and it was tied to my mom, so that kind of hit me on it. And then the thing you read, those books, she shared those with me as well. So,
yeah, I can see how that can get a little emotional. And not for nothing, but we had a pretty damn emotional show this morning over on the Ironworks. Talk about a powerful 2 hours. That was insane. All day long. Got truth bumps.
Yep. Harry is in chat right now. Shout out, brother. That was powerful. It's been a powerful, emotional day. That's what I was trying to get to, but a little overwhelmed.
It certainly was. Jorge came on and shared the story of his transformation God's boots of righteousness and justice stomping out and crippling the demons inside, and him coming out a better human being on the other side of it, which I am all about. Anytime somebody can make those just perception changing type of decisions in their life, it's hard to explain, but there is nothing more powerful than taking charge of your life and deciding, I need to be a better person and I'm going to be a better person. I just need to figure out how to go about it. Figuring it out and then doing it. The actual doing it, that's the tough part. And to hear Hori's story this morning was just absolutely amazing. I suggest everybody, after we get done here, click the last video in the lineup and see what happened this morning. It was really, really good. Our friend Marilyn joined us in chat, and Marilyn had been sick for a little while. So some of her friends dropped her PayPal link in there because she's not doing well at all. And apparently we had almost lost her this past week. Apparently they told her that her temperature at one point was as high as 107 degrees. But she's back home now. But I'm sure that none of the stress and none of the stuff that comes along with being hospitalized and big sickness like that was being handled. So they dropped the PayPal link to try to help alleviate some of Marilyn's stress. So I know we here at IRM gave a little bit. But Tommy, that flat fellow, was in chat. And they've been doing a lot of fundraising with Dr. Law and with the Kakalaki crew. So that with that fundraising, they can actually help out other flat earthers in need. So Tommy went and made a big donation in their name to Marilyn to help her out. And that just really touched me. So between Hori's story and Tommy's donation, it was a very emotional morning for me. So I can't imagine how tired Walt's going to be tonight and how soundly he's going to sleep after having to deal with all these emotions all day long. But on a lighter note, because that can get pretty heavy pretty quick, I do want to have Walter do this because he was the one that managed to make it happen. As of Wednesday, we really didn't know what the hell we were going to do tonight, but he thought, well, there might be a chance. There just might be a chance. So he put the call out and made it happen. So Walter, how about you introduce tonight's guest?
Certainly. Real quick, before I do that, sorry, man. I did drop the link to the PayPal there in our chat. We'll try to hop in there and pop it into the actual show description too. So it'll be there for you guys to pop in if you can help Miriam out. Again, thank you guys for the love. I feel it. And thank you all for the love you share with everybody in this community. It is powerful. So that being said, another man who shares his love every time he streams, every time he makes me laugh from my soul deep inside, the joy he brings when I am able to hang out and share some of his Brian breaking shit that he unearths. This man is a legend. This is the triple play of our month, I guess you could kind of say. The man who kind of, to me, started it all. What's up, Martin Liedtke, Martini, and Rossi? How are you, my friend? Been missing you, brother. Glad to have you back around.
Thanks, Walt, my brother. Wow, what an emotional start of the show.
Right? No shit. I wasn't expecting that at all. So, yeah, thank you all.
Come on, you guys. You know, I so feel Walt. You know, I've been through the same thing around the same time as Walt. So, it's coming up to my mother's birthday in 3 days. So I've been feeling shit the same way. So, memories on Facebook. I'm going to try and avoid.
Don't they suck? Fucking place is evil.
Fucking place is evil.
Shit.
This universe is fucking stacked against us, guys. No, thanks for the invite, guys.
Yeah, man. Thank you for popping in. Like I said, I knew it was kind of late notice and you were super busy. Apparently got a big weekend planned and shit. So you always are doing stuff, man.
Ton going on. I don't even know how I cope. I got a ton going on. I just leave it to the winds and hope for the best.
That's it. well, you definitely land on your feet like many a cat I've got rolling around me at the moment. So yes, sir, you
Not
definitely
always.
hit it hard. And
Yeah.
every time I think, okay, well, we've got to have seen the most crazy picture or the most crazy engraving. You know, we've got to have seen the bottom of this hole at this point. You guys managed to just find some more crazy shit.
Yeah, same tomorrow. I got some crazy juice for tomorrow. I'll give you a taster. I found a absolutely amazing image of Sagrada Familia Cathedral in Barcelona being built 1915. Unfortunately, the entire center of the city is missing from 1915. It's just rocks,
Wow.
stones. I'll show you guys. It's fucking. So I went into the narrative for the building of this thing, and there's something seriously off. I'm telling you now. So I've been looking into that, and I've been looking into Green Africa. Now, Fasces is back on the table. I had an email the other day, set me off, from one of the flat earthers, Ian, saying, Matt, do you think we could get this actually up and running? Has anyone actually built one? Yeah. So it's like, well, yeah, some people have tried. You got one in your microwave oven. It's a magnetron, but you need a fuck ton of power, and you need to be able to concentrate it to a beam, and you need to be able to make it portable. Can you do that? Sort of thing. To regain the power, because this is the power they have over humanity. So I looked into North Africa again, and I was trying to surmise in my Brian how they managed to turn the entire of North Africa, which was previously green, I could show you now, into dust. So I'm like going in two ways now. I think it might not have been Fasces on North Africa. It might have been an impact of a comet, actually. I'll show you. I'll show you tomorrow. I'll give you a little rundown. I'll show you a bit later if you like. But just some of the projections and some of the stuff I got sort of hints towards it. I have to show you though. So I've been looking into all sorts of trees. They're not what they told us.
Are they ever? But apparently you've uncovered another layer
of tree. Of what about trees?
Right. Yes, sir.
I think to overstand them or understand them, I don't think you should look at it and think tree. I think once you start staring at a tree and not thinking of it as a tree, it starts to show itself what it really is. And you just fucking, it's so closely connected to us, you know, the vascular system, the way it's spread out, it's instantly, you can feel that you're there, you know, we are so fucking close. And they're antennas for us, you know, if this is a morphic field or if it's whatever it fucking is, they're integral to it. And when they were a fuck ton bigger, when they chopped them all down, the vibration in this place went woof with the trees, humanity's vibration. Woof, really small.
Yeah,
That's
Martin.
Oh, go ahead.
Lucas found a patent from like 1931. A guy figured out that if you stimulate the electric field in an area and make it stronger, the plants and animals grow bigger.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure.
I remember that.
Yeah, electroculture. I've covered it on vlogs in the past. Electroculture. Yeah, it stimulates them amazingly. But you can have it just out in the ether, like you say, and just permeating. You know. Yeah.
And they've actually, you're actually able to get voltage, and the tree's voltage will actually change if there's a thunderstorm coming, things like that. So they actually do sort of regulate their own electricity within them. But you're right; they actually are synonymous with sort of like your own tree of life, which is an upside down tree, and that's your sort of vagus nerve and things like that. So it's there's this one-to-one relationship between the bodies, how the body operates, and trees.
Special connection we got with trees that they've taken us away from with this indoctrination of what they're telling us they are. You know, I'm even doubting, the whole process of photosynthesis. Can we really verify this for ourselves right here, right now, that this is going down? You know, this exchange, can we? Really? So I think there might be something else going on, guys. You know, I think the whole thing with trees is, I think there's some sort of like natural organic antenna. If you think of this in like a bioorganic simulation thing, you know, these are integral to the simulation. You know, if it was, I'm just saying, these trees seem to hold everything together, along with the grass, the bushes, the plants.
Every time I've needed trees, they've helped me in my life. Like there was this period when I had moved into this house when like things in my life were pretty awry. And it was a place where you literally had to drive down almost a quarter mile of a dirt road through pastures to get to where the house sat in the middle of all these pastures and trees. So I sat outside every day, smoking a bowl, chilling with the squirrels fussing at me on the trees, and just getting in touch with those trees. And my son had been just moved in with me at a very young age when I finally, he and his mother and I separated, and he came with me. So he was there, and he would come outside with me. And so he was out there in the nature with me. And dude, there was just this thing that started happening with those trees where it became like, I knew they were each individuals. I knew they were showing me their dance. That's the only way I can explain what I was. I didn't really know about the electro nature of the world yet. This was early, like 2000s. So I didn't know about any of this flat electromagnetic nature of our world. But I knew that they had come up into the shape they grew into, and they were showing us their dance of electricity or the world or 100%. Their energy with their shape. And as it would blow in the wind and do things, that was adding to it. It was making it even more of a dance they were showing us. That's what I kept.
I've seen it. I went out to a shamanic retreat earlier in the year. And the shaman, we went to the woods, and he had a feather, right? And it was a still day. And we're in the woods, and he just starts doing like throat music, but he does it like he plays a didgeridoo, but he's getting the vibration going. I guess goose pimples almost immediately. And then he just goes like that with the feather. Yeah. Feather is F ether, by the way. F and ether, the words. Yeah. So this is why North American Indians wear different headdresses. They interact with the ether behind them. You just started.
Think about what birds do with them.
The trees started to go like that. The trees just started to blow with a wave. Yeah, not like a wind wave, like a wave, and they just go in and rippling. I was like, "Holy fuck, man, that is amazing!" And he's just going like that, and just playing with it, playing with the. If it was a simulation, I'm not just saying that, but he was playing with it. It was going like that with a feather, and the whole thing was moving in correlation to the feather. It was
whoa, my brain just broke. My brain just broke. My brother has this thing that his wife gave him. It's like a frame wooden box, and in the bottom of it is this array of like a spring, and you can take a feather and put it in the spring, or you can take like a twig of a living plant that you just plucked as you apologized and thanked it, and it has to be flexible because it has to still be living, or you can put that down in those springs. And then you manipulate the light waves in this box and the frequency of the vibration of that spring, and suddenly either a feather, or you can put both, starts doing damn, holy shit, I'm going to find it and show you a video of it. That's nuts, because the fact that it's a feather or a almost living plant that works and other things don't is pretty crazy after what you just told us, man.
I seen a feather drop from the sky the other day, and it followed the Taurus. Yeah, at the toroidal, it's just started just going in a spin, in a spring, all the way down to the floor. I went and picked it up. I thought, well, there's a sign. I watched it from high as well, come down. Really weird. Ethethers.
Sorry, I'm digging for that thing.
Yeah,
Give me a second.
Yeah, that word turns up everywhere, like in Earth. It's like the rearrangement of those same. Yeah, exactly. Well, if you look at the Earth as a salt bridge and your heart as a salt bridge between two electrolytic mediums, then yeah, they sort of match up together to generate electricity. Basically, it's called a flow battery, where you have two electrolytes of different sort of consistencies, different makeups, and then when they come together, they generate a electrical
makes perfect sense
charge. Yeah, and that's what the heart's doing. It's between.
Yeah. I thought of the heart in this manner anyway, for a few years now, definitely, rather than the conventional pump that they say,
Yeah, the pump doesn't work out because the amount it would have to pump through the whole body is just extraordinary. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes much more sense, and it would be anyway. It is a toroidal, so it is. Everything is in this place anyway. So many torus fields.
And you're seeing how the heart actually sort of goes in that. It's like one muscle strip that's sort of bound in on itself. It's really interesting how it's actually constructed.
And I love how you're talking about the vestibular system and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The tree roots and the tree branches, it looks just like our lungs.
Oh, I show you something.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was just showing that thing real quick. You can. Did we give you the power yet? Hang on one second.
No, I haven't. Not yet.
Do I have to do that?
Yes, sir. That would be you. You got
There we go.
Apparently,
Alrighty.
apparently you're king of the
You
roost
have
today, sir.
the power.
Pass it around. Share that power with everybody. Give Lucas a taste. He's deserving.
Nah, Lucas don't get it tonight.
Check that out.
Wow, that's awesome.
Righto, Zach.
That's amazing, dude.
I know. How close is that to us, guys? It looks like, brain synapses or the human lungs or.
Oh, it even looks like an eyeball.
Oh, shit. No shit.
So does. Yep. So does. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
No shit, right there.
Fucking hell, right. Yes. That's something I never thought about. But these are just examples of crazy trees in the place, and
dude, I don't know those. Go back. Hold on, Martin. Go back.
I see. Do you know I really loved pictures of these as a
I
child.
love crazy trees, and I don't know these guys. That's awesome. Holy shit, those are great.
I know.
Those other ones look like giants come along and just picked it up and jammed it in upside down and left it.
There are some giant trees here. There's one called.
Those definitely look like it.
This is General Sherman tree. General Sherman tree. Check that out. That's bulbous, isn't it? But look at this. Look at this one. Looks like giant broccoli. Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
And these things. Yeah, I remember these as a child, seeing pictures of these in time and stuff, thinking, wow, it's just fantastic. Look at this.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
somebody had to have done that when it was young, right?
I don't know how it's done. It's been trained that way, obviously. But yeah, you get some crazy examples of trees, guys.
Yeah, but dude, here in South Louisiana, the trees definitely are. You can ask Zach; he's been down here. They are healing. That was the other part of my tree experiences after the wreck, when I was just walking around trying to heal myself. Across the road, there are these huge oaks with huge branch systems, and there were places my feet could literally just sit into.
I love that. I went to the woods today to an arboretum just to get away from it all, for about.
Dude, they heal you. They talk to you. They heal you.
Oh, they do. But the place was littered with masks and plastic bottles, and I can't stand litter. It makes
fucking sheeple dropping.
Sheeple drop-ins. They're fucking disgusting. A lot of them. You deserve what's coming. Every one of them. Look at that. How beautiful that is. This is fucking amazing. This is why I love this place, guys. Look how beautiful this place.
Oh, what? That's nuts.
I know. It's all roots, isn't it? It's just mental. Awesome. But it's in a stone strewn field. I don't know what's going on with that. It's all like weird stones everywhere. Oh, excuse me, sorry. So yeah, I've just been picking up examples of crazy trees. Look at that one on the Taurus. That's not been trained because that's a palm tree. It's gone that way.
Oh yeah, that definitely feels natural. Oh,
I included in my first book, Walt, about leaning trees that they can't work possibly on a globe. I don't know whether you've seen that. There's a few examples. There's another one in your Russian version, which follows the sun over the plain basically, and it's just impossible if this thing's a spinny fucking watery ball. Look how beautiful that is. It's just stunning, this place like that. I love trees like that, Walt.
That you need to come visit me, my friend. Those trees are everywhere here.
Really?
They're everywhere, all over South Louisiana.
I see a vision.
That's the kind of trees we have.
It's just like it keeps coming back, like it has done for years, of just like one random, really big tree, but it's on the side of a really big field.
I'm going to dig some pictures up here.
This vision just keeps coming into my head, and I don't even know why.
Look at that.
See what I mean? How close we are to them. This whole place. Oh, they deny us so much, don't they, of knowledge? Good job the truthers came along. Yeah, they're crazy. Oh, that one's called a spider's web tree, and that's the natural growth of it.
That is amazing.
That's amazing, dude.
I thought at first I had to look, I had to go and drag and drop and find out what it was like, you know. I said, oh, it's a spider's web tree, so that's the natural growing pattern. Wow. Crazy, it's like a buckyball.
Have you heard of the those plants that walk? The walking palms, they call them.
Oh.
They actually move if it's not sunny enough where they're at.
South Louisiana, that shot you just had down that row of trees.
Is it? These?
Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's South Louisiana, no doubt.
Oh, it looks so beautiful, man.
And you see that stuff on top of those branches?
Yeah, that stuff that hangs.
It will die. No, not the hanging stuff. The actual greenery that's on top of the branches. Yeah, I can't remember the name of it, but it will die off and turn completely brown like it's dead. And then the rain will come and it'll all turn green like that again. It like rejuvenates itself like that Methuselah plant in the desert does.
Oh, sorry. That's beautiful, isn't it? I think it's a hydrangea. That's a hydrangea, guys, and it got that big. It must have really good acidity in the soil there. You got to they change color with the acid. They could be a powder blue color if it's a low alkaline soil. So yeah,
you see how those there reach up rather than fall down on the ground. Not that the ones behind the back there. See how those are all reaching up. They're similar to the trees here, but they reach up. They don't fall down to the ground. That must be something different with the electrical field there or here.
It has to be. It has to be. There's some examples in you, and I'm thinking it has to be where they where they planted or where they've grown, and the field. It has to be. You know, there's certain sites where there's these strange magnetic anomalies all over the plane, and they're the ones we know of. So in random woods and stuff, where they got special names. Look at that. Out of Beechwood, somebody. I hope they carved that, and that's not natural.
I was going to say, now come on, that has to be carved, right? Please help me.
I might be photoshopped, guys. I don't know what to think about that. Beech driftwood. But look at these redwoods. They're stunning, aren't they? Do you only get them in California, redwoods? Excuse me. Sorry.
I think so.
Yeah, I think only in the northwest.
Yeah, it's only right there in a certain region of that area.
Canada, maybe.
There's trees that are similar to it as you go up towards Oregon. There's some very tall, unusual trees in Oregon, but not like the redwoods. They're insanely big.
What's with that then? Look at him. He fell asleep and became a tree.
I was going to say, is that Rip Van Winkle? He didn't make it out the second time.
Rip Van Winkle, that's fine. He don't miss a day, really, because he just wakes up and, 100 years.
Odin spend some time in a tree as well.
Oh, that's true. He sure fucking did. Oh, there's Odin. There you go.
He's got two eyes. That's not Odin.
Yeah, that comes later.
Yeah. Well,
I thought he was hung upside down from a tree or something like that.
I'm not sure what's going on with that. I think it's just maybe a woodland spirit manifested. I believe in woodland spirits. Look at this tree.
Wow, dude. That's nuts.
It's mental, isn't it?
It's an ant, that one.
He looks like the ones off of the Noah film. You know, them stick men, the ones made of wood. Look at that, though, guys. Look at that. Just love to lay on the floor looking up in the woods. Oh, there's no beats it. Look at that thing there. I wonder how old these things are. You see it?
Oh, yeah, that's beautiful.
It's crazy, that camouflage of nature. Imagine, though, right? I think that, we're jammed in this 5th century, 6th century perception. That in the golden age before, if we had more senses, look around the animal senses. They sense fear. Some of them can, sense a worm in the ground through electromagnetics in a beak, in a magnet, in a beak. Crows, etc. Maybe we have more senses. Snake's tongue, type of senses. Maybe they locked us down on that too. This tree got a cramp. He's like, I got a terrible cramp, and then giving himself a little rub.
Got to rub that cramp out, man, when you're walking. That's it.
Rub that trunk, man. Yeah, back's really weird. I was looking at back as well today. So I come to terms with that. It's covering. This cherry tree outside is just oozing amber. Beautiful stuff.
There's some interesting, like they're called stringy barks, just in the scrubs around here. But what they'll do is a lot of the other eucalyptus ones will do the same thing. They're meant for burning, and so they'll light on fire and just send those pieces of bark miles to light other pieces of forest on fire.
Wow.
So yeah, it likes actually being burnt.
I boiled down some silver birch because I seen it on on a show, and I got this like black tarry stuff, but I had no anything to do with it. I had nothing I could practical application. Let me show you this picture I found of Sagrada Familia. Right, it's a mind blow. So this is 1915. Yeah, like they can build the biggest cathedral in Christendom. Right, the center of the city's missing. It's just all stones and mud and shit. There's nothing going on. Cows. Centre of Barcelona. So I looked on all the maps, guys, and there's supposed to be like a civilization around this. There's a bit of a piazza or a bit of an opening in front, but even in the modern day, it's just buildings all around. And, this is, 1915. They're building this massive thing. There's something really off. If you have a look at these photos, you'll see what I mean. Maybe you can spot what I can't, but so this thing's like completed by the 40s, even the 50s. They were doing the last bit. But it's all about these special bell towers and these harmonics. They were doing tests that very year when all of this happened. So I look up on the chronology of the building of Guardi's Cathedral, and it says 1915. They run out of money. It's like, what? It's World War One. You're building an entire civilization. You got no fucking money. And all they did was test this special bell method, it says. I was like, what? And these things are bell towers, guys, apparently. And they got some of the greatest antiquity and tombs, something that's built in, supposed to be the 19th century. So these are bell towers inside, right? So there's something going on. So it's apparently built. It's apparently in the middle of nowhere, but it's in the city. There's got a staff all around it. It's on the coast, and it's massive. The city is massive. Okay, so let me just pan out a minute. Just show you. Oh shit! Excuse me. There. So in the chronology, okay, there's something going on because he's run out of money. This Guardi, but then the bell tower gets a height of 66 feet, 66 meters. That's high in 1912 when we just seen that photograph of everything's gone. Okay. And then they face important economic problems. Yeah, so 1914, year before the First World War, they got no money. What? This is when they got the building the entire fucking world. What's going on? And then a bell tower of 70 meters high. So this is just tech. So I'm thinking there might be something going on with a photographic record because this is all about bells and this is all about resonance, this building. And it seems way too technological, way too technosmia to be anything but. Look, the basements of the bell towers are finished there. So it's all about the bells, and they were the last things to be completed. So I'm thinking there's something really weird going on with that. I don't know. Just get rid of that a second. So I've been looking into that, and I tell you what else I've been looking into. I could just move my thing. Is Africa. So I'm wondering whether, because it's green on old maps, medieval maps. This is 1400s, apparently. Where it shows there's no Sahara Desert and all the juice is in Africa. Okay, all of these cities and look like European style cities, mountain ranges. This Kong range no longer there, but it's green. Okay, so they're showing everything's green in Africa in a load of maps. So we was thinking this has got it's because it's not actually sandy. The Sahara is dust. This is why they have dust storms. Yeah. So we were wondering whether has this just been wiped out, all this civilization by microwave technologies faches. So excuse me, sorry. So these crazy, these maps. So they show you examples all over the plane, like of places that are no longer, these deserts. What you got to imagine, right, is you've got the whole of Sahara, you've got the whole of the Arabian Peninsula, the deserts in Mongolia, which I'm already thinking about, and none of them are on the fucking equator. It's like, why are none of the fucking...
Why are they where they are, right?
Yeah, and they're like really nowhere near actually the equator. So, this is what they were up to in Brazil at this period, as everyone was chowing down. And you notice
That
what
looks
color
rough.
they are. They're white people. They're blonde, white people occupying Brazil, South America. Look at the cities. It's supposed to be in Brazil, 1400s, and it's like a European antiquitech city, There's even an aerial thing there on the hill. You see that already? Aerial.
You do seem to find you keep finding things about like cannibalism and things like that. So, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, this is the weird thing, right? I could pull up maybe 100 books right now that show you that in all of Southeast Asia, so all of China, all of Borneo, all of India, all of South America, and not all of Africa, but I can see like Congo. Congo is like half of Africa. The rest is Libya and Nubia at this period. Egypt's not even a thing. They're all cannibals. And it seems that the White Fleet turns up. They make friends with these people, and then they worm their way in with their things on board, their ship. And then in no time at all, they're chowing down on special meat for some reason. No, this
cavern there in the middle area is very fucking interesting.
Yeah, well, I collect Kirschner books, right? So he's the last Jesuit apparently with the real information in this realm. So I collect these books. I got hundreds, and he's got one called Mundus Subterraneus. I've posted it many times on my channel because it's mind blowing. It shows the Panama Canal before it was constructed, and it shows the Nile, the Suez Canal before it was constructed. Clear 250 years before the official narrative. So it just kills that straight away. But what you get is these giant, what they look like, aquifers. But not only do they look like aquifers, they like sort of hint towards like artificial. But this is in the same place as that Eye of Mongolia. Okay, guys?
Is it really?
It's exactly underneath it.
Amazing.
But not only this, check this out, Waltage, right? So this is what I'll just show you what I've been up to this week with some of the conclusions. So most of North America is underwater, okay, and everywhere where we expect to see desert and stuff, like the Fertile Crescent, they call it, is full of deciduous trees. Trees lose their leaves in the winter, which is like not really now. So you find that this place was a lot greener and a lot more like, I guess, Northern Europe. So let me just show you. Oh, this is an interesting fact, guys. An old map I found here. Wales is most of Britain in this map. AZ 500. Wales is like up to Stranraer in Scotland, and most of England was Wales. Kerching. So yeah, the Sahara Desert was once a lush and populated, and that's like an official narrative. Yeah, so even Live Science is shouting this. Okay, so this is in the last 2 years since I've been looking into it. Pierre Rees maps, you watch the Turkish Admiral. Yeah, he shows also green North Africa as well as a green Antarctica. So on a standard map, guys, I know it's bullshit, but we could turn this around a year or what have you, and it still work. So if you imagine, like, I've been saying about comet destroyers, imagine a comet coming in and then skipping across the Sahara, skipping across the Arabian Peninsula, across the South Caucasus, and then landing where that eye is, which is showing us in the Kirschner maps as being a Sanuti, a giant one. Now, the reason I got onto this and I started thinking about this is because in their narrative for the last extinction level event, the KT impact, okay, happens over here in, well, basically, Gulf of Mexico.
Right.
But they say that the whole of Mesoamerica is littered with these Sanutis, these underwater features. Some of them are absolutely massive. You could fly a Boeing 747 through them. They're that big, some of them. So they say that an asteroid impacted Earth, and that's what they attribute to destroy, killing all the dinosaurs in their official narrative. So I think, we kind of, trust their magnetic evaluation of that area of KT impact. So anything that they tell us is a psyop. So I'm looking elsewhere for something that may have happened in the past. If you can imagine a comet skipping really low, arcing out, causing a massive plasma discharge event, turning buildings into fucking just what they look like now, ruins in these areas, right across, because the equator's here, guys, so it's nowhere near that, so that's not the affair. And it's interesting that they're in a band as well. And in the official narrative, it's a mystery. They say that the deserts are encroaching, meaning they're growing all of the time. I've been on Google Earth in this area. There's some fucking really big cities in this depression. It's a lake bed at the moment. There it is there on Google. It's fantastically big. So when you go down on it, it's just like full of cities. I couldn't even believe it. I'll show you on Google when it does a vlog on it. So yeah, could it have, with plasma discharge events anyway? Yeah, you get a plasma discharge point. We've spotted these all over the realm, guys. Yeah, so usually you get two. So it hits and it causes a skip, exactly like what you get with Welting. So if it was something like a comet that rubbed close, caused arced out, causing a massive destruction, earthquakes, volcanoes, exactly the same place, exactly the same maybe time period is what they call the Santorini event, biggest event in European history. Volcano goes up, apparently bringing the biblical plagues of Egypt. Yeah, so this is all in this sort of area. It's nothing to do with KT impact. So I'm thinking over here, and this is sort of straight line, and I'm wondering if it did land here. And that is what caused that giant Sanuti underneath, which is in earlier maps. So there's definitely a connection. So that's what I've been looking into in the last few
I see it. I do see that streak for damn sure. So, okay, that leads to the question that we've all been working with and struggling with and trying to work our way through. We know that there's no fucking rocks flying through an infinite void. So, what the hell are these freaking impacts?
Check this out. Zach is going to love this, right? See, this guy's playing stones. I'll just put a little bit of volume. You might be able to hear it, all right? He's playing stones. You hear that? Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, we're not hearing it, Martin.
No, you're not hearing it.
You have to hit share audio.
Yeah, sure. Stop. Let me just stop sharing. Okay. Yeah, I got that. Thanks, mate. So, playing the Stones, Rolling Stones. The Rolling Stones.
Sound like wind chimes.
That is insane.
Epic, man.
It's insane, isn't it, Zach? And that's just stone. So imagine, like, these buildings are made of stone. We show you some fantastic pics. We'll just go through. All buildings are made of stone. I've looked into the properties of limestone and granite and marble, and most of them, well, all of them got crystalline structure, magnetic properties. But I'm wondering if with technasmia, and organs and this vibrational quality going on, fuck me, doing that. I'm wondering if it's they were singing. I'm wondering if these buildings could have sung. Look at that, this city in Sicily.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Whoa! Looks like someone just fell.
I know. On top of the mountain, a giant. I'm wondering if there's like something underneath it and they just put it on top. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's wild.
There's some wild pictures in here, brother. Check that out. Oh, you think that got there?
Oh, that's crazy too.
There's some wild pictures in here. Have you saw it? So, I don't know how that got there. Look how far inland it is. It looks like Wales to me. So that one's completely gone. This is, just entropy is what I go into it so much. It's clear proof of reset system, and there's no longevity to this place. The way things, are subject to entropy in this place. And this thing was a ship like how long ago? Metal. So 150 years ago was already a beautiful little island. Rusted and gone. Look at that.
Oh, that's epic too. That's beautiful.
Isn't that beautiful?
Wow.
That's why I love this place, man. It's got so much for us to fight for, guys. I know the people are completely fucked in it, but that's not our fault. We're showing like that beautiful moment that Josh had this morning with Hori, and that fucking decision is such an important decision. It's like if you just think to yourself, well, yeah, I'm going to make myself better. I'm going to prove myself in this realm. Not just for myself, for other people. That's a fucking fantastic move in life, and I don't think there's anything better. We've all done it. We've all improved, haven't we? Look at how beautiful that is. So, I wonder why billions of tons of water can just like hover in the air. They're not subject to any of these strange things they tell us about, like gravity.
Yeah, these cloud water is amazing. I still don't. It's like every time I look into water a little bit more or hear something about water new, I'm like amazed.
Mate, I've been looking into water. We don't know anything about it. What we are finding is I've been showing videos of where water, you're just looking at the sky, clouds will appear out of the ether, okay? And then they will just evaporate into the ether again and they disappear. But they're still there, but now they're just like tiny water vapor and you can't see it anymore. So clouds can literally appear out of the air, out of the ether, out of air. Okay, so it's always there anyway because we're in a water solution, as you know. Check that out. Cuteness. Monkey. So, look at this for transparent leaf.
What?
Yeah, man. I don't know what to make of it. It's just transparent. It's back.
I think it's like ice. Where it's landed on the leaf and they've picked up the ice.
Yes. Yeah, it is frosty in the back.
It's molded. Yeah, it's molded it.
Oh, you nailed it. It's still beautiful, regardless, isn't it? And I was wondering.
Yeah, the cloud.
Look at that. Sorry, go on, QC.
The cloud thing's really interesting. The best I've come up with was, dealing with charge and things and looking at water when it's more purified, it becomes an insulator. And so charge basically can collect around that insulator.
Did you see that story I dropped before the show about them making a certain crystalline alignment happen in ice that lets it bend almost into a circle?
I read the title, but I didn't actually look at the article.
It's kind of interesting. It involves low temperatures and electricity, interestingly enough.
The other thing they say, which is interesting, is that like sulfur plays a critical role in the formation of clouds and thunderstorms and things like that. So I found that
I want to go
sort of adheres it together.
That's like my ultimate spot to live.
That's why you think I downloaded this image. I was like, yeah, that'll do.
As long as you got Wi-Fi or whatever.
Yeah, just get a Wi-Fi dish. It's completely possible to get your own Wi-Fi. This place is beautiful, all right, guys. No doubt about it. But I've been looking into like log cabins as well. A lot of log cabins. I've got a little collection of images. Some of them are just, wow, these guys have really nailed it. Just their view is fantastic. That'd be hard to get up that ladder. A little bit rickety, wouldn't it?
Be a little climb.
I don't care as long as you weren't like this guy's nailed it. Look at this. Yeah, so he's on the side of the hill there. Nice little rock thing to get up to it. And inside, it's cats. That looks absolutely fab.
Yes, sir.
Doesn't it? And it's like that outside. I do. I absolutely love that. That is fantastic. Nailed it. Look at the inundation. Look at the topography of these hills. Wonder what's going on there. It's just like it's a bubbling mess, isn't it? It's just like it's bubbled.
Where is that?
That is in Switzerland. Because we showed a somatic experiment on my channel about 2 years ago, and it was in a trough, and he had some loose sand, and he just hit it hard with a vibration, and it started to pit and valley and trough, and it looked exactly like land topography. So we were like, fuck me, if you had a really big enough, vibrational quality through this plane, that would, cause the landscape we see today. I thought, well, that's maybe another, that's more, understandable than the current geological formula. So now this, I got a black and white photo of, and I wasn't sure if it was a psyop or a fake photo until I found it, and it's real. So there's a Chinese pagoda building, and you got this lack underneath. Look at that.
Have you seen those videos where they take like a big? I guess it's
now, why would they do that?
Well, that's a good question.
See if they could.
Before
we get too far, have you seen those videos?
Because they could. I mean, a lot of work.
They take maybe a kiddie pool full of sand, and they take air and blow it into it, and it turns like almost into liquid.
I think I've done that on the beach.
Right?
Yeah. I think
it's pretty nuts. You can do some insane things with it. So
that'd be really good for it.
Frequency idea of the shifting of the plane or whatever with harmonics. Was it Biggs that showed us the video of the whole little section of the Earth just sliding across on Google Earth during the earthquake?
Mm-hmm.
I think that might have been when Biggs was on.
That picture before would be really good for like a gravity generator. You know what I mean? Like, have you seen those ones?
It's like the effort, though, just to put it in the water, because this is going down to what looks like some sort of rocky, watery thing, isn't it? Is it? What is it?
I don't know.
I don't think it's water. It looks just like distance. Yeah.
Yeah, so the effort,
snow-covered rock.
It must have just built from the top down then.
I mean, look at that, though. It's only like, why? Why not just build a building onto the platform and not have it hanging over there? I don't get it. That's a lot of work.
It has to be something to do with a command in view then, because you got this like viewing platform here and here.
Well, so those look like elevators.
Elevators. Yeah, they're elevators.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
That'll be an amazing ride up and down.
There must be the command in views there, guys, across the valley or something.
Or it's just the topography, and there maybe that they almost look like pillars. So maybe there's just no other accessible way to do it. So they have.
What about this cut? Is this a natural cut? To cut all of this stone out. That's a strange thing as well. I bet it might be a big tree trunk or something. Oh, that's unusual.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that definitely looks like walls down there at the base. Why am I sounding so goofy?
I am as well. I'm really tired.
So what the fuck's going on?
Is that a wave? Huh? Is that inside a wave? What is that?
Inside a wave.
Or is that ice?
Wow.
It's dry but in that part, and it's crested over. The sand has even responded in kind as well. How much we don't know, man. Just by looking and staring, we can see so much. And these things, yeah.
Yeah, like if that frequency can actually, create mountains and things like that, well, you would think you'd be able to do the reverse of it as well. In that, let's say you wanted a flat bit of ground, you'd turn the frequency up and manipulate it till it's flat. You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. Or it's just getting the right aptitude and then just hitting it with the same. It's like the same mechanism as a speaker. As long as you find that frequency, hit it with the same frequency, and then you can just discombobulate the matter. It'll just turn into sludge. Look at this. All elephants or like Kuchin having a little nap together in from above. What triggered them then? I don't know. Well, hand flowers.
What the hell is that?
Those are mushrooms.
That's a fungus, yeah.
Fungus, but it looks like fingertips, doesn't it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Crazy how close we are. It's
Fungus among us.
This one seems to have it's a volcano eruption. Okay, so they generate their own thunderstorms. All of them dust particles.
That's where you get. That's your sulfur and your mercury. That's where they.
Yeah, sure.
That's where that gets up into the high atmosphere.
Yeah, it's just a fascinating thing. I've seen volcanoes, but now I've always wanted to see one erupt. I know it sounds nuts, but yeah, these been around for years. These images.
Yeah, I've seen this picture quite a few times.
Yeah, some people saying there might be old submarines or old arcs that never got away, or maybe there's people still in them. Yeah, they're really unusual.
That doesn't look natural.
It's Central America. I can't remember. It might be something. I think it might be something Guatemala or Nicaragua, one of those countries. But it's in Central America.
So much of Central and South America is still not fully explored. I mean, they've flown over it and done their little high altitude stuff, but to actually go down on the ground and walk and look in between all those trees and everything,
yeah,
there's so much stuff down there we don't know.
That's nice, except for the Christmas tree, which is satanic. Look at this, then. How
wow.
You can't define the sky between the. I've seen this when I was in the Merchant Navy. Sometimes fog would just really distance orientate you. You wouldn't know which was up and which was down. It was crazy. You'd feel like falling over all the time, that vertigo. But I've seen this phenomena where you couldn't tell the sea between the sky, what was up or what was down. And honestly, it's just a really weird feeling. It's like, don't feel quite yourself. I think sunsets are just beautiful for us anyway. There's another one. I found this unusual, this volcanic eruption. What about this water dome or steam dome, maybe? What do you think of that, guys? Has to be water vapor, doesn't it?
Wow.
Nope.
I'm water vapor with dust like hanging in it like that as well. It's just, how is that even?
I'm liking the electrical charge being built up around the moisture.
Yeah, well, something's holding it in place, and it has to be that, doesn't it? Okay. It's like an egg.
Force field,
for sure, 100%. So yeah, these volcanoes. There's definitely something else going on with these. So yeah, I've been collecting some cool images of weird stuff, and there's some absolutely fabulous stuff out there, guys. I gotta be honest. Let me get off. Stop sharing. Anyway, that's what I've been up to for the last day or two. They are very
nice
on the phone. The pictures.
Oh, Martin, I've been meaning to show this to you. I haven't taken a picture of it yet. Right. This lady brought over this old, it was like from 1918, one of her family members. It was a postcard, but you like opened it up and it had a bunch of pictures on it of buildings of Columbia, South Carolina from 1917. And one of them said, the old governor's mansion, and it had a bunch of Roman pillars that looked like they had been run over. Nature had taken over them for over 100 years.
Wow. Oh.
And this was from 1917. Yeah. Way old stuff. I'll have to get a picture of it and send it to you.
Fuck yeah. Please. Killer.
But yeah, Columbia, South Carolina, there's a lot of stuff that's happened there. That place is major Antiquitech mud flood stuff going on there.
These are some of the trees I was telling you about, Martin, here in Franklin, around where I live. Trying to get a better big picture. Hold on. Oh yeah, beautiful. Chad's got some great stuff. Hang on, I know Chad. I hate when it does that.
Yeah, sometimes it does, doesn't it?
Let me just go to his page because I know he's got awesome stuff. Well, apparently not on that page. Chad, you let me down. Yeah, here we go.
Ooh. It's like a cotton plantation there, wasn't it?
Dude, it's amazing, the trees around here. It's just nuts. It's like, I know where those trees are. You can. I think I took Zach. Did I take you over to Oklahoma Manor, Zach? By the old place, and then down around that area that had these kind of trees. And then I took you down into the Tesh, and you saw these trees out in the water.
Bayou. Because it's all full of water, is it?
Oh, dude, yeah. It's amazing out here on the water. The trees just broke Zach's brain. His brain just couldn't deal. But anyway.
Love to see that.
You're welcome, friend. You know that.
I'd be over there in a nanosecond if I could, guys. Just have a look here a sec. Oh.
I lost my mute button trying to get my share off. Sorry.
So what do you think of Branson then? He's a bit of a twat, isn't he?
Full blown.
I don't believe any of that. I don't even believe, right? I think it's all acting. I think even when he's landing and he's like clapping like a fucking seal, it's like, who's landing the plane, dude? Is all this done by remote control?
Dude, we were presented with this video of him bicycling to the fucking launch, and then the next day they admitted that part they filmed like the day or two before the launch. He didn't ride his fucking bike to the launch that day. That was for some promotional shit they did for the fucking bike itself.
That's wank. They're just playing with our heads, guys. They're just playing with our heads. The day after, they're posting like memes of him and Musk together and saying, there's a bit of a debate about the state of the billionaire's kitchen. Looks like shit. You know? Which it did. But it's just showing you that, these actors are in it together. Branson, was he like 70 something now, 71, something like that? He's not a young man. So he's up there with these two women. So they're all floating around. The altimeter on the side, when he says he's at 150,000 feet, actually says I think it was 2,500 feet or something stupid. Doesn't correspond. And the whole craft as well, guys, wouldn't you be violently ill? Like on a waltzer, when you're coming down in a vomit comet, wouldn't you have I've seen narratives of people saying that it's really, really fucking dangerous to do this vomit comet business, which is why they call it a vomit comet as well. I just think it's fucking nuts. This place is infinitely retarded.
Well, dude, for sure.
Yeah, not wrong. Yeah. I'm just looking for something to share. I put it in the chat there, so I don't know if someone wants to open it up. But it's basically where they're making bricks, and it's got this system of pulleys that runs on just basically gravity or weight of the materials themselves. So we can open that up in a bit.
I found you had something interesting last week. There's supposed to be a blood moon eclipse in 2024 over the New Missouri Fault, the New Madrid Fault in Missouri. So I thought that's quite interesting because that's the site of the last reset.
That is interesting because that's like right here, underneath my feet. Literally.
Yeah, so nothing tremors. That's crazy you're there. I can't believe that, Josh.
I'm having trouble sharing the sound part of the video, so should I?
And the last eclipse that we just had, I think it started in Oregon and then went down. This one's starting like in New Mexico and going up, and the X that it makes is right over the New Madrid fault line as well. Like the X, the two past eclipses.
Yeah,
one from 2017 and 2024. Yeah, the X is right there, hon.
I'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, fingers crossed it goes quick.
What do you thought of it anyway? Freaking epic.
Learn to swim.
Get a surfboard, man. When the Missouri goes backwards, you can do a surfboard thing.
I'm having trouble with my sound sharing, so can someone else maybe try to share that video?
I can try. I'm having trouble with my sound. The sound is
Let
just...
me do one thing else. Let me do one more thing. Hang on. Let me switch my actual... This might work. So where is this from? Okay, let's see.
Can you do it, or you want me to do it?
No, I got it. If we get knocked off the air, everybody's Luke's fault. Now I've lost it again.
This is for information and
this is for documentary,
disclaimer,
commentary, purposes,
criticism,
bullshit.
The folks at this quarry in Clapham, near Lancaster, dig up about 60,000 tonnes of shale rock from the ground every year. That shale needs to get to the brickworks about 1.5 miles that way. Nowadays, you'd have some fancy underground conveyor belt, or you'd just have trucks loading up and driving back and forth. But this quarry opened in the 1920s, so the
Is it just me, or is that low?
An aerial ropeway. This is the last aerial ropeway in Britain. It's nearly 100 years old. It needs no fuel and no electricity to run. And in 15 years' time, it'll be gone.
This ropeway was commissioned in the 1920s, but we've been quarrying from this valley now for well over 150 years. An empty bucket arrives, it goes on to what we call the bull rail, so that automatically comes off the rope, and it allows the rope to go around a wheel. The bucket then is dusted if the weather is bad. The rain adheres to the bucket and the muck sticks to it. So that would reduce what is taken down to the factory, and also would affect the balance of the rope. And then it puts under a feeder where a given amount of material is put into that bucket, about 1/4 of a tonne. At that point, another operative takes the full bucket from under the feeder and waits till the correct positioning of the incoming bucket is in place, allows him then to feed it onto the rope. That spacing is critical because of the way the rope works. It's gravity fed.
The brickworks is downhill from here, so all the power for this ropeway comes from gravity. Put the full buckets of shale on one side going down the hill, and the empty buckets on the other side going up, and you don't need an engine house or a motor, you just need brakes to regulate the speed. It takes about half an hour for a round trip. There are about 40 buckets. This ropeway will move about 300 tonnes of shale every day with no need for petrol or electricity. So let's go to the brickworks at the other end and see how it works down there.
As the bucket comes in the other end, an operator is stood waiting for it. It comes off the rope at a given speed onto a bull rail. From that bull rail, the operator walks round. There's a pivot system on the bucket that tips into a hopper. At that point, it then feeds into a dump truck. The operator then puts the bucket back. When the correct spacing is positioned, he pushes the bucket onto the rope. It's an art to swing that bucket and tip it at the right time. They do walk quite a few miles in a day. This factory was designed to produce around about 42 million bricks annually. There was a 4.4 million investment 4 years ago that increased the productivity up to 50 million. Clapton produces frost-resistant product. It's down to the shale from the quarry. That's a vital key to it. The temperature we fire at, and also the durability of the ceramic bond. That means we can sell this product into all extreme weathers. There's nowhere in the UK we can't sell to with our durability of the product at Clapton. Unfortunately, it has to cross the road. It's never been known, certainly in the last 50, 60 years, to come off at that point, but it is a possibility. So we have a steel bridge with big bucket catchers on the side that would prevent that happening. The rope construction is a 25 millimetre steel rope. Very difficult to get contractors these days who are skilled in splicing ropes of that size. We replace the rope every 6 years. It's a very, very difficult process, very old. The technology is the 1920s, of course. We did a computer design of a new ropeway many years ago, and unbelievably, the computer matched this design in terms of trestle heights and weights to somebody with a slide rule and a pencil.
There used to be hundreds of these ropeways around Britain in industrial sites, mines and quarries. This is the last one still operating anywhere in the country. It nearly wasn't. The financial crisis in the late 2000s meant the quarry and brickworks shut down for a few years. But it was kept in working order. And as of right now, it's still transporting rock. But it...
Still on air?
So far.
That was really good.
3, 2, 1. Nah.
Yeah, well, I just thought that's really good design. I mean, something that doesn't use any electricity whatsoever and does all that work for you.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I've never seen that before.
So you're going to wonder if they could set up those type of things to move large amounts of material where they wanted to. Yeah.
Good point.
and going over trees, going over without actually, building roads and all the rest of it. You just
all that distance too.
Yeah, huge distance. Yeah. And so it'd just be a matter of finding, a place that's near a mountain or something like that where you could use those.
It's crazy. All our machinery is 150-year-old and still operating. Brilliant. Or so they say.
The railways are the thing that really get me the most. They say that the railways, they used to be able to do 90 miles an hour in Indiana. Now they can do like 45, 50. Because the tracks, I don't think they know how to build them the way they used to do it. But just like in the 1940s, 1950s, the trains could go almost twice as fast as they can today on a lot of these older railways that they just, I don't know if they can rebuild them the way they were done. I don't know.
I'll show you this.
I always think about how they maintain these cities and things like that. And when I was looking at that, like electro culture and how you could use electricity to zap weeds and keep things in that as a weeder in a sense.
Is this that trestle thing in that tram thing in, like, was it Venice? Where is Venice?
No, this is in East Germany.
Germany. Yeah.
But it's still there today. But it's just absolutely fantastic. Yeah, I can't imagine what it must have been like when they were building this thing for the village, in the city. But you'll see it go over a river and go around this like massive Tatarian center. It's about 3 stories high. It's electric as far as I can tell. What a fantastic thing.
That reminds me. Hang on one second.
Goes under an old viaduct now.
That's a lot of steel.
A lot of effort. And it spans the entire river, and then they just come over there's a Greco-Romano temple there onto the left. These little station stops they got.
Wow. What year was this?
1906. 1906. There's no cars on the road just yet. The only place in the world that seems to have them is San Francisco for some reason. It's got an abundance in 1906. Everywhere else, hardly any. Crazy architecture, the size of this place. Mad, isn't it?
Where is this?
I'm trying to remember the name of the city. It's begins with a G, but it's a East German city.
Yeah, it's got to be a major city, right?
Oh yeah.
Wow, 1906. Jeez, yeah. I bet it's all gone now, though, right? Since we bombed the shit out of that place so many times.
You could go on it today. It's still there. It's still active.
Really?
Yeah, it's the only one of its type in the world. Look at this for a bit of programming. Next time, try the train. Relax. So don't drive on the motorway. The bastards. These were quite good, didn't they? Have you seen these things? Get around.
I've always wanted.
That's the convertible
like
there.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to try one, but what do? Clear the tracks. How to train a goldfish using a dolphin training technique. So I tried that. One of my favorite books. So yeah, this film of this I was showing the other day again is just mind blowing. This footage of San Francisco, like there's cars everywhere here, but comparison all other cities is hardly any cars. San Francisco's got every car in the world there at the same time. Have you seen that footage, guys? San Francisco footage.
Yeah, I think so.
Wait, I may have seen.
It's where you're going down. Yeah, you're following the tram down. Yeah.
Yeah, there's one car, and he keeps like basically this is a completely fabricated movie. This car that keeps cutting him up. He shows himself over and over again. He's just bobbing and weaving. People are noticing the film right the way down. Everyone's in a suicidal tendency. There's a guy further on later with the dummy baby, and everyone knows this is happening. The trams apparently working on a cable that runs under this line here, which goes up the entire length of Market Street, but I can't get anyone to verify what is the mechanism for its power. Is it electric that drives the cable? How come the earthquake didn't ruin it and it was all still working the day after? Because this is 2 days before the earthquake, guys. In 2 days, this city street is gone, you know? Except for that thing at the end, the terminal. That stays. That's earthquake proof, apparently. Yep, that car, again, he'll be around later. So, yeah, completely.
Oh, so it's the same car with the same plates.
Yeah, he's doing. Yeah, there's loads of stuff like that. There's a few just playing with a camera. They all know it's there. There's a little girl with a mother a bit further down. She sees it. This guy with a dummy baby. That's not. Everyone's just aimlessly wandering around. No one's going shopping. No one's doing anything. They're just dicing with death and being stupid, really. Everyone's cutting everyone else up. No, I dig they had no traffic lights, but I guess they had some sort of like lust for life and didn't want to get killed going outside the door in the morning. So it's just ridiculous.
I remember the first time I seen it, it was all sped up, so it looked even worse, like people just running everywhere. But this seems to be the actual version where it's not sped up.
And yeah, there's just like, I don't know whether they were just selling a load of cars and getting, because I literally found a link where they will tell you what drivers were driving each car in this. Believe it or not, it exists, guys. So they know, like, yeah, there's a link that'll tell you what this driver is and who he is and all of that. I just thought, well, that's a bit convenient, because there's these two brothers supposed to have done this film like 2 days, you know, conveniently before. It's the best chronology for any event ever in the history of humanity. You know, where you get this fantastic film 2 days later, all technology lost, camera goes to shit, and the entire city's dead. Thousands of people flooding out of the terminal to populate the city again. I found a narrative last week. It said there was a tsunami. It said the ocean came in, but it must have been further down by the Bay Area. Then I don't know. It's not here. I could speed it up. She gets onto that.
So, are there a lot of mentions of earthquakes in ancient history that you've come across?
Yeah, for sure. And they all correspond with comets, comet appearances. There's a few things that all correspond together, and it's this. It is a change in calendar or a calendar shift, the appearance of a very famous comet, the death of a king, and usually the fall of a civilization. But they all sort of correspond on the same dates as giant earthquakes. One in Turkey I looked into, there was one in Santorini. The New Madrid, what we were just mentioning, that was Tucuscu's comet. That was the comet that caused all that trouble. And it broke off into two. One half went over North America, kicking off the earthquake. The other half went over Asia, causing that terrible winter and all that problems for Napoleon. Because it was called Napoleon's Comet as well. Because there's two of them. Sherman's Comet, Napoleon's Comet. Which one fucking is it? So it's because it's two. I found the evidence for that. Said it broke up. That kills heliocentrism for a start off. Because comets can't go in two separate directions and break up in their model. The last tramp down here, guys, is a number 33. What that saying? Speed this up. Speed this up. There. So yeah, there's a little kid in a cart a bit further down, and he 100% knows the camera's there. You know, I don't know how many cameras are buzzing around in 1906. Can't be too many, guys. You know, the silent movie's only just started. Lumiere Brothers been around only a few years. This is in its infancy. Is moving pictures yet. Crystal clear images. 1906. Queen Victoria been dead 3 years. So she was watching colour movies. She was probably doing a lot more than that. I reckon they had CCTV. I reckon they had it fucking all. Nothing new is under this sun. They're always bragging now about how great we've done with our technologies. And yeah, the controllers of this place, you know, if they're in a realm either right here, but we can't see them. They're out of sync. They can see us, and they can interact with this realm. Think of what Oberon said, and think of what like famous physicists Oppenheimer said, and I think even Werner von Braun was quoted saying it as well. We had help from others, and they're not talking about fucking space aliens. So the controllers of this realm, they got infinitely advanced technology, and they just drip it out to this place. But they've done it before, and it's been far more fantastically technological than it is now. We think we're great now, but it's all bullshit, guys. Think about it. All plastic.
Yeah, well, it's not hard if you've got the books or whatever, and you've got them under lock and key, and you're able to read them.
Power grid and just drip it out through the meter at your house.
Yeah, it's really not that hard.
Yeah, I think after every reset, they, the old information would have been set in stone, chiseled into stone, they'd said. For later resets, maybe buried, but they got to reverse engineer after every reset, haven't they? Because everything's been destroyed. And, I think when they had the invention, everything got invented in the 1800s, guys. Yeah, like there was no world there before, everything. And they attribute it all to Britain, a lot of it. And the Scottish, they got most of it, because of the Scottish Freemasons, obviously. It's all absolute bullshit. I think what they did is they had a inventory, and they were just working through it, reverse engineering like what we do on Flat Earth British, and just finding out what this shit is and what it does. Bring out the new invention out of an inventions book of the old world. I think that's what they done. Nothing new is under this sun. See that boy? He knows that's there. He knows that kind of thing. Look at him. Yeah, all suicidal nature to everyone.
We were talking on the show.
That feels very set up, that shot. Very.
We were talking. Sorry, Zach. Go on, bruv.
I was just saying about who's running this place. We were talking earlier about, demons. I mean, Darwin even had them higher on the evolutionary scale than humans.
Wait. Back up for a few seconds on that video right before it gets to the end. I'm sorry, Zach. I'm sorry. Just to back up another frame. Well, right there. It's an interesting collection of ladies there on the right. Speaking of controllers.
Oh my God, I've never seen them before.
What the
Look at the white face.
No, dude.
They got like silver faces.
What the fuck?
What the holy fuck, for?
Speaking of interesting people that might be among us. Anyway, yeah.
Well, I only magged up on that because look at this one here. Stop.
They look like the men, beard, actually.
That super beard.
Erected. What does that say, guys?
I can't.
Look how
226, 888,
898.
Well, if there is a 1, it's very, very fucking faded.
I don't see a 1. Or is that an eye?
Well,
it could be the eye.
It got an eye, but it looks like an eye to me. But if you look at where the eye is, it disappears and then reappears as it moves. So it's there, it's not there, it's there, it's not there. All right?
Go back to that. Can you go back a little bit more again? Where was that little short guy?
I missed the short guy. Oh, shit.
Him.
Oh, wow. No shit. He's a beady little dude.
Like compared to that other guy there.
Like the copper then as well.
The Keystone Cop.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
He's quite big.
What's he doing? Having a nibble. Oh.
Wow.
That short guy compared to the other guy was tiny. He was half his size.
It says it was the Owl Theatre across the road as well. 4 days later.
Oh, no shit. Wow.
Gone. I got endless footage of the destroyed city I've presented so many times. Yeah, I know, guys. Crazy.
So seeing some of these historic pictures just keeps making me think of how hidden all this is and how it has trickled out, as you said there, the technology, the truth, all that. I'm reading this book. I've been talking about it. I'll show it again. Secret History of the World. I'm at a part where we're getting into the era of the biblical stuff. And we just talked about the Tower of Babel and Nimrod, the hunter, and all this stuff. So we're passing that, and it talks about this Hebrew tradition of Abraham promoting. Anyway, he helping with the foundations of these buildings. And then we join Abraham in about 2000 BC, wandering in between the skyscrapers of his native Ur. What? What? Exactly. What the fuck? So there's so much of that in this book that just drops and then moves on. Like you're supposed to go, oh yeah, sure. There were skyscrapers in biblical times. Okay, so fast forward to page 3, or actually probably more like 20. And I read this. Oh shit, I lost it now. Where is it? There it is. Okay. So we've gone now past all that, and now we're into Solomon's temple and the craziness of how he got Hiram Abiv to help build these things and all this stuff. And it's just miraculous at this level. Then it talks about Queen Sheba she visited Solomon. She was curious to meet the man who had designed such a miraculous temple. When she met with Hiram, blah, blah, blah. Okay. She then asked Hiram how he had managed to bring the beauty of heaven down to earth in the architecture of the temple. He responded by holding aloft a tile cross, which is a cross in the shape of the letter T, which immediately made all the workers swarm into the temple like ants. Again, with the image inset, because earlier in this chapter, it talked about our consciousness being like bees and being able to move from person to person. There are traditions preserved in the Talmud and in the Quran that the temple was built with the aid of a mysterious insect able to carve stone called the shamir, Shameer, the shamir. So when you think about these crazy carvings and intricate shit we see, and then here's this insect and this tea thing, and like, what kind of fucking technology was he wielding while he walked amongst the skyscrapers of the biblical day?
Wow. Fantastic.
I know Liz has the book. I'm going to tell everybody else, get this fucking book. Secret History of the World.
That's wild.
So when you find the Shamir, Martin, please tell us what the fuck it was.
I've looked into Hiram a bit. I've got one book of his adventures when he apparently went to America. He was a Phoenician.
I'm not hearing you hardly at all now, man. You're going way low.
Oh, yeah, my microphone fucked off. Yeah, no, Hiram Abiff, I've looked into him plenty. He was a Phoenician. I got one book, a narrative of him in America, believe it or not. Hiram Abiff.
Hiram above. Yeah.
Yeah.
Aries.
Yeah. He's wrong on my computer. What the shit. It's just hot. Ah, yeah. Okay. Oh, it's baking hot here, guys.
Yeah, you guys having a rough summer?
Well, it's going to be 30 tomorrow, but I'm all right with the heat. I absolutely love it, but it is a hot night tonight. I literally got sweat on.
Yeah, it was a hot day all day. I didn't get to water my plants until just now. They were out there at 6 o'clock setting up the tarps and everything, and I didn't want to water their tarps. So yeah, my plants are getting a well-deserved drink right now. I don't know, something's going on with the weather or something. Something's weird because I have a beautiful zucchini plant, huge. You know, the leaves are beautiful, dark green, not a bug on it. Plenty of flowers have come and gone, and not one zucchini. And everything else is getting pollinated around it. It's not like I have, lack of insects to pollinate. I don't know what's going on. Karen B had real bad trouble with her peppers. My peppers all died.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, this cherry tree outside had a massive crop, biggest I've ever seen last year. This year, hardly any.
Yeah, but you'll find some of these trees, especially like apricots and that, they'll be biannular. So every couple of years I'll have like a big one, and then the next year it'll be sort of a lot smaller, and then they'll do it again. So they have that like secondary cycle.
The oak trees
that shouldn't be the
are
case with zucchinis.
No. I know the oak trees, they all do that all at the same time, all across the plain. It's like every 7 years or so. You'll get, so many acorns every year, and then they'll have that 1 year, 1 out of every 7 years, where it's like it's raining acorns out of the trees all year long. And it's amazing because even oak trees that are not connected, like some are on this continent, you go over to this continent over here, and they're doing it at the same time. It's like Mother Nature is telling them.
Yeah, cycles upon cycles. I mean, I think that's why one of the major things that we don't really study is sort of geometry and really, and that's how they built. They built through the understanding some of this, the geometry in different shapes and its relationships to numbers, and basically it shows cycles and number relationships. So if we had schooling that was actually focused on that, there's no telling where that would lead us. And, obviously this goes straight into frequency and cymatics and all that sort of stuff. And, Crow talks about that a lot as well.
Yeah, God, I wish I would keep notes. I think even the smaller plants do it too, though, I think, Lucas. It may not be, to where, like, my zucchini should be making some zucchinis. But I remember one year, I think it might have been 2014. But I called that the year of the pickle. I could not give a cucumber away that year. Everybody's garden, if they had a cucumber plant,
dude,
it was just non-stop producing.
Constantly give me cucumbers. I'm like, Mike, dude, I'm good. I don't need any more. Thank you, man. Yep.
Yeah, that was the year I did 212 jars of pickles. I had 100 done by the 4th of July. It was just ridiculous. But yeah, I called that one. So I don't know. I need to keep track of this stuff.
You've been saying that for a while, like that certain plants will have a sort of, even just small crops. Like I noticed last year I had lots of beetroots. So it'd be interesting to see what turns up this year if I have the same success with beetroots or if it's another crop, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I had jars and jars of...
We need to keep journals on this stuff. I'm horrible at writing stuff down like that.
Oh, I got my bunny rabbit sat on my foot. It's really she's actually like hugging into my foot like that and snuggling into it. Really nice.
Oh.
Getting the love.
What is it? A rabbit?
Yeah, man. My big bunny rabbit.
That's awesome.
She's lovely. She's pretty. Yeah, it's house rabbit. I've had rabbits the last 15 years. My last one died, and then I picked her up Christmas time. She's fabulous. She's super duper intelligent.
How long do they usually last domesticated?
I had my buddy here with me.
Well, if you keep them in a hutch, they'll die like no time at all. But my last rabbit lasted 15 years.
Wow.
Fluffy.
Whoa.
That's a good run.
They just what it is with rabbits is they just like exist on love. They're pitiful animals. It's just like they just want love, And if you give them loads, they'll just keep on living just for that alone. I hate to think of like rabbits ever being used on like tests and stuff because they're so fucking nice. They would just sit there through it, while people were horrible to them. Oh. You're making bunnies cry.
Yeah, that part of science is, I don't even call it science. I just call it, I don't know what it is, but it's horrific.
Yeah, tormenting nature.
All of it. And look how many animals are being murdered every single day. Just callous. It is murder. These are souls. These are souls.
Yeah, well, I likened it to sort of some sort of blood ritual, black magic sort of stuff rather than actual science. I equate it more to that realm of things. Same with your, where the meat works and things like that. I think these are basically sending out massive, karmic signals, basically.
It disturbs the ether. This is why they kill chickens in their voodoo practices. It's just causing that, that disturbance in the force, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, that's why they're doing it. It's horrible realm. Ugh.
We are what we eat, and when you eat that death and horror and trauma, and I am as guilty as anyone of it.
Yeah, well, that's what I was asking about the cannibalism sort of stuff. If you come across it, like that's it's almost like turning back into a savagery or a really sort of low frequency sort of stuff going on. Whether it's
frequency thing,
like a fall from grace almost.
Right. That's what I was going to say. You were talking about that frequency thing earlier, and certain people and how they seem to maybe be attracting certain types of things, entities, demons, whatever the fuck you want to call them.
100%.
And that there may be people here who actually maybe show up more empty than others, but I don't think that's the case. I think it's more about that trauma that's induced immediately at birth in most people that we've talked about before on our show. Stems back thousands of years. It's a very traumatic ritual that children are put through when they're born, and it really traumatizes a person who's gone from a womb into a new world, and suddenly terror is inflicted upon them in many ways, which would open up a very split type personality who would be easily open to infestation by some type of entity that would be attaching to acquire that energy throughout that person's life and drive that person to do anything they can to create that energy in their life, be it through drugs, sex, seeking out crazy partnerships, seeking out chaos, seeking out drama, seeking out what the fuck ever makes their little loose energy fucking tingle.
Well, people seek that sort of thing, it's like to change their perception, to change their own sort of, that's the same as, what I used to do with the cigarette. If I just felt a certain way or to get out of that moment, you just light up a cigarette and have that. And it just changes your perception for that moment. So it's a escapism at the end of the day, but it's, these are not easy things to overcome either. I'm not putting it that way, that's for sure. It's a constant effort, isn't it?
Cigarettes, sacred plants, part of what we're doing here, same as cannabis. We wouldn't have receptors to these things if they're not supposed to be there for us.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely think with the psychoactive properties as well. This is, these are divine tools. This is a technology, a human inner technology. As you all know, guys, that's where the answers are inside. And, I think these things, especially tobacco as well, unlock these answers. Why do you think indigenous peoples, that's what they do with their entire lifetime, is these practices, guys, what they took us all away from. The sacred.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, if you're looking at probably natural tobacco compared to the stuff that they give us today, I mean, it's
shit.
Probably chalk and cheese.
No,
yeah.
I got some real tobacco. I picked it up in a friend. She had some Golden Virginian growing, so I picked a couple of leaves, gubba. Oh, and it's absolutely gorgeous. But this stuff now that we're buying, there's the new one now. It's absolutely fucking disgusting on a cigarette pack. Eh? It's got like a dead baby on there. Yeah, you all did that by smoking, apparently. So they're sick.
We brought that up the other day. The other show.
We had no idea about that shit. We still have nice branded, pretty packages. I don't smoke them.
I'm collecting them for I've got 20,
that's
20 30. They're all as sick as one another. Their babies or their daddy. And
fucking amazing.
You got the one with the eye. the eye opening, or there's
Impotent Man looking at his non-existent penis. That's a good one as well. And this one, Grumpy Old Man. He's dead. You did that.
Yeah. We've had them for years in Australia here.
They're still happy to sell them to you. Yeah, they'll have something like hideous on there, but they're still happy to sell them to you. No problem. But yeah, they when they had the tobacco and they put it through that natural sun drying process, it wasn't so bad. But as soon as they done it in this natural, put it through these fans, it started hurry drying it. It started to make carcinogens in tobacco, which are not good. Cancer causing. You see the toxin.
Yeah, I think they put chemicals on it too to actually, kickstart that process of breaking it down too.
In a cigarette, loads of radiation. My son got a Geiger counter, and we do tests for whales. If you go on the Radmore site, the radiation bleak that you see on Cardiff is my son's Geiger counter in his bedroom. So we've tested, we've sent to Australia for some uranium samples, and we got this, that, and the other, which we check for radioactivity, and the air as well. We check in all the time, see if there's any rays in it. But cigarettes, they buzz. Bananas too, but cigarettes, they buzz with radiation as they're burning.
Bananas do?
Bananas, yeah, they got quite high amount of radiation. For some reason. It's crazy. We've put loads of things for the test. We used to do little videos before YouTube. Son set all this up and built this. He does all these Arduino units. So he can literally build anything. I literally said one night, oh, I'd love a theremin. He went away. He come back 10 minutes later. He said, plug that into your amplifier, Dad. It's like, what? It's like, you made me a theremin. I've always wanted a theremin. Like, brilliant. So he does these fantastic things with electronics. So, he set up Geiger counter, a real good one as well. Yeah. So we do that as well. Yeah, radioactive bananas.
Awesome.
Who knew?
Might be the potassium in them, I don't know.
There's one film out there called Doomsday. Basically, there's all these people are poisoned with radiation, and the only cure is smoking a cigarette. It's the only thing that keeps them alive. And a lot of people have been suggesting, oh, this weirdness is going down. Like these people are thinking there's something wrong with them all the time. Is it the cannabis that is actually keeping people alive? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that too.
Yeah, I know you have. I know a lot of people have as well. Apart from it keeps you like sane and on the ground. Medical properties are fantastic. I have these THC gummy bears, so they're basically sweets. Yeah, and I don't suffer pain. Any so. Yeah. So I was on a hangout the other day, last Saturday with Russian vids, and he said to me, how is it? You look a lot younger. I mean, a lot younger than you did, like, say, 6 years ago, Matt.
I know, right?
And I said that I'm showing everyone live on YouTube, right? Apart from I'm going to do an online miracle, but I don't want to make everyone cry. So I'm going to be careful with that. I'd scare them and all run away and not like me anymore.
Dude, you saw what was going on when you got here. When you saw the way this show started out, and after what we had this morning with our friend Horry giving his amazing testimony. So yeah, dude, do it, share it. I can't wait.
Whole experience in this life with millions of people. I haven't made any trouble for us all, have I?
Just stirred the mud a bit. That's all.
It's not like changed history or anything, is it?
No, they're the ones who did that. You're just exposing it. Yeah.
I'm reverse engineering it as well. My new book's doing really well as well. I had a website. All week I've been sorting out a new website because my website got fucking stolen. There's a couple of people out there. There's bought my domain names who used to be flat earthers and turncoated and now glow beds. No names mentioned. Fucking thought it was wise to buy my domain names, and now like my shit's gone. to hell. So my brilliant website has been demolished, and it's all stupid stuff on there now, corporate stuff and money-making stuff, which I despise. So that's dead. So I'm having it rebuilt. I've been working on it all week, getting stuff on it. It'll be ready in a month. So I'll be doing that. I set up a Teespring shop this week for my channel. I'm going to sell some fucking British flat thumb shirts. They're fucking fabulous. You want to see them? Your flat thumb.
Yeah, that'd be sweet.
Yeah, I got all sorts. Flat thumb bags, flat thumb this, flat thumb that. And all my channel names on the back as well. All of them like. So they're going to be out like probably tomorrow. I've been trying to link it up all day, but I had a cow of a time because I'm massively tired. And also with this new other website that I'm involved in, we're trying to push through. I'm involved in an Antarctica trip, right, guys? But they're like asking stupid money for it, but it's all going through. I'm supposed to be a convention speaker on board said ship to the Antarctica continent, apparently, or the peninsula. So that's supposed to be going through, and one lady's going to go and try and like sort of raise money for flat earthers to go and do tests like azimuth, sun readings, and I'd be straight to the beach for a geology reading, grab them stones, see what the fuck they're made out of, what's inside them. I would. So that's supposed to be happening next spring in April, but
I'd be wanting to go the other way, go internal.
Think I don't
go into the north.
Yeah, I said that in the fucking beginning, but like, if it happens, if there was a chance that I could fucking do something as fantastic as that and get fucking paid for it and not pay, then I would go.
Yeah, awesome. Why wouldn't you?
Fuck yeah. So, hopefully that will work. I don't know. If the thing is, it's like build it and they will come. A lot of the stuff I do is, I create, like the buzz, the hype, everyone, the excitement, all the shit that happens. You got to make it happen, otherwise it ain't going to be fucking fantastic. Everyone sits on their laurels, not doing anything, waiting for other people to make it fucking fantastic. Good luck with that, because they fucking won't.
Mm-hmm.
So, you got to keep the vibration up. Yeah. I've had a lot of this week, I've had a lot of attacks as well. Like, what Walt mentioned earlier. It's a definite thing, guys. It's a definite thing. People who are weak in this place, are fucked. Yeah. These demonic thought forms will eat their way into them. Do this, do that. And I had an experience of that today, which was quite profound. A mate of mine turned up. And he said he was going to go off and sleep with this girl, right? And I was like, yeah, but like, this is a really bad person and a really not good person to be near, yeah? And I tried to explain to him that, if you have like, you're with a woman and she's got all this fucked up shit in the past and all these bad energies and all of this, unresolved crap, you're going to take some of that energy into your body if you have sex with her. And it'll never fucking go away. It will mess with you just to have sex with this person. He didn't listen to me whatsoever. He left the house and he went fucking with her. But I tell you what, I got a feeling that the karmic bump off of that and her will be bad. Will be bad for both of them. I tried to explain to him what he exactly did, because he was just drove by animalistic instinct. He couldn't see that he was doing everything lower vibrational. You with me, guys? No love involved. Yep. It was just like, oh, it's moved. I got to do something about it. I was like, fucking tried to stop him, tried to explain to him what danger he was doing with his spirit. But he couldn't listen, couldn't see. And that's what they're all like. That's what they're all fucking like, is they're thinking on them levels, guys, Just animal instinct, isn't it? Fuck, shit, eat, hug. Yeah, nothing else going on.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, we brought up a video a little while ago where basically there was this guy in the park and he's interviewing these people and they had a mask on. He's going, have you been vaccinated? They say yes. And they say, and then he says, well, why are you still wearing the mask? Aren't you immune? And they don't know. They can't reason their way out of that.
That's when he says,
literally have no
question.
answer for it.
It's when he says, so what's the thought process here? And she goes, I don't have one.
Yeah, there's no thought process.
No.
And I'm like, there you go. That pretty much sums it the fuck up right there. The whole thing.
They're just happy to wear them on their chins now. Just wear them on their chins around the streets. It's like, you don't have to wear them now. Why is this like a fashion accessory?
We must save the children.
It's that dog whistle virtue signal. I mean, we don't have to wear a mask, but I'm the type of person that would if we had to. See?
Yeah.
But they even have this contradictory sort of stuff in their own articles, like the mainstream articles. Like your PPE may not work. Or this variant's way stronger, so you may get it anyway, and it's just. They even tell you it's complete bullshit if you're actually able to, think coherently and, rationally about what they're saying.
Threads in Time says it's like sucking their thumb. They just do it for comfort. And I bet you there's a lot to that.
Yeah, 100%. You're right. Whoever said that. It's the comfort blanket, isn't it? They'll take anything from a man just so they don't have to be basically doing anything on getting off their lazy asses and actually doing anything about their lives. A lot of people think the world owes them a favor for some fucking reason. I never thought like that. Yeah, we come into this world and it's like a fight for survival. I thought that's been for me anyway. Other people just, want everything done for them.
What really gets me is like, I have a drive for, trying to find more information. Whatever it is, it's exciting to learn something new. If you're presenting something, even if the person who's presenting it, you don't agree with everything they say, but it's not the point. Your point is you're actually, feeding yourself with this information and experiencing something different or a different way of thinking. But these people, they don't seem to have that whatsoever. You can actually give them really, really important information and they just like, so what? They have they're not inquisitive whatsoever. They don't see how the information can actually lift them up or take them to a new level. There's just nothing there. And that sort of thing just is I find that the most strangest way of operating that I could imagine.
It's weird.
I truly blame mostly the parenting of here's a screen I don't have to deal with. I don't have to spark an interest in you to read. I don't have to take you to a library. I don't have to encourage you to go outside and explore and bring home insects to show me and tree pieces and all that shit like my mom did when I was young, so that I grew up with that inquisitive nature, that desire for more information. Johnny Five was motherfucking alive. I needed input. And that is gone. I fought with my sister. I said those things exactly like that to her. I'm like, man, do you don't remember our mom taking us outside and showing us the world, not putting a fucking screen in front of us? This is as she's putting a fucking TV over the crib of my fucking nephew. And I'm like, at this point, you've lost your fucking mind. Doing this, you've lost your fucking mind. And we've pretty much been at odds ever since. So, yeah, it's ridiculous. And then the school system, good God, it's the whole Prussian dumb them down, just smart enough to pull a gear and pay the bill that we make them pay that they don't even need.
And to stop questioning.
And don't ask. Exactly.
Stop thinking. We'll think for you.
Mm-hmm. We'll tell you what to think.
And on top of that, we'll create these little dopamine drops if you just really unplug your brain. Like if you completely remove it and just react to these little things in a way that just, woo, yeah, you'll get rewarded all the fucking time for that. So yeah, it's all training.
Hey, Walt, Sid Barrett?
Oh yes.
I seen some footage of him the other day. That last little bit when he was. Did you ever see that?
His last
That guy
truck.
have a lobotomy? Oh, what?
Dude, I had that VHS in college
You had that, did you?
passing it around. And we
I
all
only seen
had
a
it and watched
tiny
it.
bit of it. I would like to see the whole thing.
I had it, and then it's like just anything else you had back then. It got borrowed away. That was good, you know. So, and it's been so many years. I've been trying to find it again and see it again. And yeah, like you say, it's just bits and pieces out there. So,
Heartbreaker. He was a right mess, a real mess. Overweight, balding, all in a matter of a couple of years, and just like he's had a lobotomy. You know, this was an intellectual. It's crazy. Yeah, they did something to him.
I remember seeing David Allen Coe live in concert once upon a time. This was a few years back. This is maybe a dozen years ago. I'm not even sure the guy's still around, because they basically were propping him up on a bar stool, literally had guys on either side of him making sure he didn't fall off. And he just looked like, I mean, it was David Allen Coe. So if you're familiar with sort of the outlaw country music scene, he was never much of a looker to begin with. That's not true. In the early 70s, he had some really nice, long flowing hair that he liked to show off a lot. But yeah, a dozen years ago, he was in not good shape.
well, that would be because a dozen years ago, he would have been in his 70s. He's or late 60s. He's currently 81 years old.
Damn, they're probably still out there pushing him around too.
I know he got together with the remaining Abbott brothers, the guys from Pantera, and made an album that was quite a fucking mind breaker, Brian Destroyer. If you never heard it, the David Allen Coe Pantera album, go dig it up and enjoy yourself.
So Threads in Time once again says they've got a copy of that documentary on Sid.
Nice.
So if you get a chance, you want to digitize that and email that over to us at ironrailmedia@gmail.com. Not that we'll necessarily respond or do anything with it. Shout out Erica Burke. Thanks for emailing us. I did get it. I did read it. My life has just been pretty chaotic as of late. So yeah, like I woke up at 3 a.m. today, and as you can see, I'm still sucking down coffee. So,
coffee is life, sir. Coffee.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go soon because it's getting on to 3 o'clock.
Yeah, dude. Thank you so much for waiting patiently while we sat here twiddling our thumbs while Josh was trying to get here. Thank you so much, sir.
Well, I'll stick around for a little bit. I'll probably go in for about 10 minutes or so. Just letting you know in case I dip out. That's all.
Cool deal. Yeah, we're all probably need to wind it up, I know, but we hate to. We always hate to, man. And like I said, it's been a minute since you've been here, so fucking A, it was great catching up with you.
I tell you what, we could probably talk all fucking night on it if I wasn't so hangry.
Yes, sir. Any night, all night. And of late, there's been a lot of things pointing to me towards a need for some psychonauting. And I know you also have, or were when last we spoke, on some things. Our buddy Harry, I keep saying Harry, is also of late had some interesting experiences. And, you know, while that's not always necessary, it's been speaking to me a lot. So, yeah, I'll probably get with you off the air and we'll talk about some things, friend, for sure.
Cool. Thanks, Paul. Love you, brother.
Love you, my friend. Fucking A, flat thumbs. Thank you forever and a day, and love you. And dude, anytime, you know, it's always an open door here. Always.
All right, well, I watched a bit last week. You had, I was waiting for him, but I fell asleep. Campbell, but he
finally got Campbell.
Yeah, we had Campbell on. Yeah,
I tried to stay up, guys, but he was like 4 o'clock there or something. Silly, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I did get up though. I seen him in the morning. I was like, oh, I love him. He still got it.
Yeah. We've had some nice conversations of late here, man. We always have great conversations, but yeah, it's always great to bring new folks into the mix and get their energy in there. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, this is the trifecta tonight here with you, Mark.
Right, that's what I said. We hit that triple play for sure.
Thanks to everyone in chat. There's a good few people in there.
There is. I want everybody to head on over to Truth Unveiled. That's Erica's YouTube channel. She's going to try to get a bunch of stuff put back up on YouTube. So everybody can head on over there, give her a sub, see what she's going to be putting out. And of course, there's. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Big special shout to my friend Jenny.
So I'm going to have to go see what this is. Every time Tommy posts in the Skype chat, you know it's going to be good. And when he follows it up with, y'all asked for it, so here it is, means it's going to be really good because I'm not even sure what it was asked for.
I did see a picture of Don Pettit.
Uh-oh.
Shall I share this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, do it.
All right, 1 second while Walt gets this pulled up. Got to make sure he's going to share sound and all that good stuff when he's sharing screens. So he's got to get it all situated just right. So big shout out to that flat fellow, Tommy, and the Kakalaki crew. Dr. Law. Again, Tommy, I want to just thank you so much for this morning. And I want you to know how much you affected my day in a positive way. So thank you again for that. That was, so selfishly, I gave $20 in the name of Iron Rail Media, right? Positive healing vibes, love and prayers. Walt, Josh, Zach, Lucas, and Cammie. That was my selfish ego boost. This is something I'm going to do to make myself feel better about myself today. And little did I know that you would come along and totally wipe that away and just completely and utterly moved me. So thank you again, Tommy. And thank the whole Kakalaki crew and Dr. Law and everybody out there. I just thank you. Nothing else does justice, and thank you barely even touches it. So I really do appreciate it. I think Walt's got this started, so let's get this going.
We could listen to Iron Realm Media in a nanosecond, but we've lost the technology. And it's a hard process to rebuild truth frequency radio. And it's too bad because Iron Realm Media is a wonderful program.
Oh, if you only knew how true that
was.
Oh,
so amazing, dude. You hit it. You hit it. Oh, you hit it. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
that was pretty good.
That's got to be put into our rotation ASAP. Oh, my God.
I love it.
That was awesome. Thank you so much for that, Tommy. Dr. Law.
I got bounce, guys. That's really fucking.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight,
Josh,
Martin.
my absolute pleasure.
Always a pleasure.
And you does all of this and the stress of all of the drive and the heat and everything.
Again, it's a labor of love.
It is.
I get to come hang out with these awesome people in chat. I mean, seriously, it's like it's two shows for the price of one, really, here at Have No Sphere. I mean, you can totally tune in and watch and listen to what we here in the panel are saying, but you can also just turn down the volume and just read through the chat as the hours tick by here, because it's a whole different situation. It takes it to a whole nother level. So
100%.
Thank y'all so much.
Yes. Thank you, chat. You guys are awesome.
I know I missed people. I tried to say hey to everybody. I know I missed anybody I missed. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Nuka, I'm glad you're safe, brother. Stay safe. He's been throwing videos at me, and I meant to show some of that tonight, and it just got too crazy here. But I mean, it's been everywhere. I've seen it all over Twitter. It's on Twitter. I've shared some of them on Twitter. So yeah, it's getting out there, man. I'm so sorry it's happening, and I hope you're staying safe.
Definitely. Erica, we will definitely respond to the email. We will get you on here. Flatline Realm, I'm pretty sure, was wanting to come on as well. So if you want to just shoot us an email over there at ironrealmedia@gmail.com, and I will promptly ignore it and not respond to it as soon as you do. No, I will definitely try to work and be a little more responsive.
I dropped the Miriam link again in our chat. Thank you guys so much.
Perfect.
Awesome. Guy, flat.
Hey, Martin.
Thank you,
Hey,
Martin.
Martin. It was really good talking to you, mate.
Oh, and you, brother. I'll talk again soon. I'll come hang out soon. Anyway.
Okay.
Absolutely,
Awesome.
man. And I'm going to see what you're doing. I'm going to see what other surprises you have up your sleeve this
I
weekend.
got so much going on. My head's spinning.
I know, man. I can't wait.
Love you, brother. Love you, Martin.
And you, Zach, my brother. Love you too, my brother. Okay,
Love you, Martin.
Catch you all soon. One day, hopefully, we will all get together.
Yeah. It'll be hugs and flat thumbs.
I fantasize about
in real life.
Thinking how much it'd be, how fantastic it would be. Got over there, we all met up, man. It'd be like, I'd be in tears.
It'll happen. It's out in the ether now.
That's it. We just got to shape it into the tree.
I love that.
Set our intent and no doubts, and it will be there. I know how it works. Don't worry. Anyway, flat thumbs.
Flat thumbs,
brother.
Shout out there to D'Angelo and all the other American Spirit cigarette smokers. I do prefer the American Spirits. They are a little bit more costly, but you know. I found it I smoke less because they're more expensive. They're literally almost 4 times what I would, well, not these days, but over twice what I would pay for another pack of cigarettes. Back when I was like a smoker, smoking a pack a day.
What's that, like $12?
I pay about $8 for a pack. Yeah.
Whoa, $8, you know.
That's pretty
over
high.
in Australia here. We can buy 25 grams for about $60.
Good Lord.
And you get the pictures. And you get the pictures
And
with
you
it.
get the bonus.
I mean,
that's where the cost comes in, all the printing.
Right?
Yeah, once you go past that 4 color spread, you have to get into 4 color. It's,
no, man. The government's got their hand in the cookie jar with that one. Down deep.
And I do like a rollie every now and again. I see the organic pipe tobaccos. And pipe tobaccos are the way to go, especially if you can get a nice fine cut pipe tobacco, which is basically just cigarette tobacco marketed as pipe tobacco, so you don't got to pay all the fucking taxes or put all the fucking chemicals in it to keep it from burning down your house because you're an idiot that likes to sleep while you're smoking.
Yep, that's what me and Cammy smoke, pipe tobacco. None of the bullshit, no preservatives, no additives, none of that stuff.
Yeah, John Savage used to get absolutely...
Savage is proud of me. Yeah.
Crazy for the way I would buy tobacco and papers.
Yep.
I'd spend $7 at the tobacco store. I'd buy probably about a pound of pipe tobacco and, I don't know, 3 packs of papers. There's like 85 papers in a pack. So basically it's cigarettes for a month and then some, and then papers because, well, I don't use papers just for cigarettes. But yeah, $7 a month on cigarettes. And he just would almost lose his mind because he's practically paying what Lucas is paying or would be paying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Shout out, Savage.
Thank you. I was just getting ready to say that, but I realized that that drop is not on this soundboard.
Savage!
That's where the Savage button should be.
There we go.
That's the cursing jar.
You probably need it tonight.
Probably did.
Thank you guys. It's been an epic day across the board. What? Shout out that flat fellow dropping the super chat. Best chat on the net. Friendliest show and great topics. Very diverse. The Kakalaki crew is behind y'all 100%. Thanks for all y'all do. Thank you, brother. You don't even know the epic, just exploding feeling you brought to my heart so many times with all the things you've done for this community across the board. And one day you'll stop long enough to hang out with us and be with us a minute. I know, my friend. But don't stop because you just, man, spreading the love is not even the tip of the iceberg. Love you, brother. Love you. Thank you. And I will be out there, damn it.
One of these days.
I've been called out. I have to now.
Shout out to Ross Thatcher. I haven't seen Ross in chat in a hot minute.
That's what's up.
Hey, Ross, we are actually just about wrapping things up. We had Martin Liedtke on tonight. And, you know, now that's, again, no topic. We just had Martin Liedtke on and just a bunch of friendly banter.
Amazing. Plenty of Brian breakers across the board.
That's it. All right, shall we?
I guess we shall.
I still got to go clean. My dad's going to be here tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
He's dropping his old car off to my son since he is
a nice little passage.
It is. It really is. Surprising, given the fact that I've fucked him over so many times with cars he's given me by not getting them licensed or getting them insured right away and
also part of
lying about it and telling him, sure I did. Yeah, it's fine. It's good. Everything's fine. Everything's kosher. To the point that he says, I'll never do that again. So I'm really glad to see he's taking a risk on my son. So.
All
right, let's get the fuck out of here.
All right, love y'all.
Love you guys.
Thank y'all so much. Erica Burke sharing that super chat with the spinny hippo in the chair. I love it. Thank you. That's brilliant. Epic.
Arms flung up in the air.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I should be. If I had the clearance, I would give you one right now. But you would see this whole area just come down. It would be a mud flood in the room.
Nothing but cats and boxes.
Cats and shit everywhere. Yeah, guitar, fucking whatever's back there. Oh yeah, it would be bad.
Nothing but sauces and starch.
Sauces and starch.
Nom 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 nom.
Big reveal. I'm a pickle. I'm Pickle Rick. All right. Love you guys. Have yourselves a great rest of your weekend. Make sure you tune in right here to this very channel just in case TFR is not working because, you know, that technology is hard to rebuild.
It's hard, dude. It's a struggle. It's real.
Especially if you're busy doing other stuff.
Yeah, bro. It's extremely extreme and struggle with it.
So yeah, make sure you tune in right back here on Tuesdays and Friday mornings for the Ironworks. Also occasionally broadcast over on truthfrequencyradio.com, tfrlive.com, 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. That's the central time zone here in the U.S. For you guys, I don't know, figure it out yourself. I'll never get it right. So hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Remember that we love you guys. And we really appreciate our chance to hang out with you here at least once a week. So be good, be well, and we'll see you right back here next week. Toodles.